Amen. You'll face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome all of you to the meeting this evening, and welcome our guests that are here as well. If the clerk will please note that all of our members are present and we're ready to conduct business. Council, you have the minutes of the previous meeting before you. If there are no additions or corrections to those minutes, a motion to approve is in order. Motion by Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Council, you have before you the agenda for this evening. If there are no changes to that, is there a motion to approve the agenda? By Ms. McSwain Hollins, seconded by? Second. Ms. Baker. All those in favor of the agenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. We do not have any committee reports this evening other than the executive committee did meet at 4 o'clock to discuss our agenda, and the clerk will note all of our members were present at that meeting as well. All right, the first item of business on our agenda this evening is a lounge retail license 1 for Trojan Bar and Grill. Is there anyone here for Trojan Bar and Grill? If you don't mind, either one, you'll come to the podium, give us a description of your business and what you plan on doing, and maybe some questions from the council.
Hello, my name is Rhonda Bryant. I will be the manager at Trojan Bar and Grill. Our objective here at Trojan Bar and Grill is to establish a nice, comfortable environment so that all patrons can come in, relax, watch sports, all while enjoying delicious food and enjoying a nice cold beer. We're not going to be a nightclub atmosphere. We're not going to be a tavern atmosphere. Our focus will be the televisions, and our focus is mainly on our food.
All right, thank you. I think we might have to. I'm sorry.
Ms. Bryant, have you established your operating hours yet?
Yes, ma'am. We will operate from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. promptly.
Question, you mentioned that you're looking at serving food.
Yes, sir.
But you applied for a lounge liquor license instead of a restaurant liquor license.
Yes, sir. Because it's a sports bar, and that's the reason why we applied for that type of license.
Okay, if I may piggyback on that, you stated that your focus will be on the TVs and the food, and it's implied to me that the alcohol is secondary. To enjoy a cold beer while you eat.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want the alcohol to be our focus. We're not trying to have an atmosphere where you can come in and get drunk or get liberated. You know, we want you to be able to come in and get some of our good wings. Want you to be able to enjoy a cold beer if that's what you like to enjoy. But we also have sodas and water, and tea.
But still, in that category, wouldn't a restaurant liquor license instead of a lounge liquor license? Because a lounge liquor license entitles you to have a bar-type atmosphere without serving food. A restaurant, if I might be wrong, somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but a restaurant liquor license applies if you're serving food mainly, and then you will serve alcohol also.
Yeah, it may be that we didn't have the correct understanding, you know. It may be that's what it was, and the difference in the license.
I think our confusion is, and I just want to say on a personal note.
Yeah.
I've already sent your menu to my husband because he's so excited about wings. So we just want to make sure that you've got the right, that we have the right understanding of the type of establishment, and you've got the right license that you're part of the procedure, I know, is when our police department goes in and does their inspection, you know, they found no issues, but our building officials set the seating capacity at 50, and he said that was based on restaurant-style seating, with
Right,
tables
right.
and chairs.
Mhm.
But in the statement from the chief, it says the business will not be used to habitually and principally provide food to the public. So we were a little confused.
You say, I'm sorry, I didn't understand it.
The business will not be used to habitually and principally provide food to the public. And so it just is a little conflicting that you're set up as a restaurant, that you have tables and chairs, your seating capacity is set as a restaurant style, but based on wanting to get a liquor license instead of, or a lounge liquor instead of a restaurant liquor license, that would imply that, in other words, I asked my colleagues upstairs, we just need to understand if this is come in and have drinks with a few wings on the side, or if this is, no, come in and have some wings, and we'll have a few drinks on the side. Do you see the difference there?
Yes, it gets back to what I'm saying, is we don't want to give out a nightclub setting, we don't want to give out a lounge setting, but we do want to serve alcohol, but we
Sure.
don't want it to be like, you know, a DJ can come in and set up or anything like that. We don't want that. We want it to be where, you know, you're comfortable coming in. If you got to stand, you know, like if you order it to go and you got to stand and wait on your order to come out, we want everybody to be comfortable. So we're trying to stay away from that club scenery. I think that's about the only way I can describe it. And like I said, when we applied for the license, maybe we didn't read, you know, maybe we didn't get the understanding with a couple of words off, but that's really what we want to be about. We don't want to be a hangout. We just want to be able to serve food, because we do serve during lunch hours. See, we want to open at 11 a.m., get all the lunch hours we can. You know, we do want to do that.
Okay, Mr. President, I would like to make a motion that we carry this forward so that we can have time for our clerk to work with the applicants and or with the ABC board so that we all are ensuring that you are applying for the right license for the right environment that you're trying to create.
Okay.
And so that's going to be my recommendation, is that we just carry this forward to give us a little bit more time to research and get everything worked out.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with the license that you're talking about? The reason why the liquor lounge, the lounge license is because for the restaurant license, they're only going to have us selling wine and beer. And so in order to get the liquor license, we had to go in and apply for the lounge license to be able to sell liquor also.
I know we do have restaurants in towns that sell, there's a restaurant in town that do have a license to sell liquor, that they sell more than beer and wine, so I think that is an option. So again, that's gonna be my motion to my colleagues here, that we carry this forward, so that we get all this worked out and make sure that it's, again, the right license for the right type of business.
All right, is that consistent with other restaurants? Or do you need to look at that? You verify, okay. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, you have to have a lounge for it. I think that's why we went that route, because I think that's what they told us.
And in the lounge retail, what Sherman's has, and also the fact that they have, it's, for lack of a better word, it's bar food. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it's bar food is what we serve.
And so that may be, that may have been the direction that the ABC.
Yeah, that's what they had us to apply for.
You know, from that standpoint.
Okay.
What are your menu items for your food?
We have wings, we have tenders, we have hamburger, we have cheeseburger, we have fries, and we have an onion ring.
And salads, I think, I
Yeah, and a salad, yeah, optional salad.
Another issue I noticed on your complex is you're in a complex with, two other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
How many parking spaces do you have from a safety? That's what I was looking at from a safety standpoint.
Well, we're connected to like Checking the Cash, which is the only active business besides our own. So basically, mostly the whole side, on each side, is our parking.
How many spaces would you say?
I would say roughly, probably about 25, maybe. Yeah. Because it's on one side and then it's in front of the building.
That's 25 shares of the entire building, that's 25.
Well, I think Checking the Cash uses the front part and they use the upper side, like where their side door is. And with Checking the Cash, they really don't be as busy as we have been. Just, did our trial run last week, just on food only. And so I think it worked out pretty well, and because we got pretty good business last week.
You might have said what I wanted to do.
We opened up last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It was constant. I mean, at 11 o'clock.
I want you to just not be nervous. That's all I want you to do.
Yeah,
I don't want you to be nervous.
Listen, yes.
Yeah, I don't want you to be nervous here.
I think it's adequate parking. With the coming and the going, I don't feel like anybody have any problems coming in and out.
What steps will y'all take to ensure, especially after hours, with the overflow that may come with lounging, people want to stay?
We don't.
We got Arby's right next door,
Yes,
we don't want to create habits there, because we've been there a long time.
Back to what I was saying about the club setting, I don't want to keep just beating this horse, but we want to be a respectable restaurant, so we won't be after hours. We're going to close promptly at 11 o'clock. That's just foundated. That's just the way it's going to go. So, and I think Arby's them close around the same on the weekend, 10 o'clock through the week. So 11 o'clock is our shutdown time. That's far as they're going, as far as Trojan Bar and Grill.
All right, we do have a motion on the table to carry this forward to the next meeting to get clarification on the license. Their motion is on the table. Is there a second to that particular motion?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to carry over this particular license to our next meeting. All those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion to carry over passes at this time. So this will, Ms. Clerk, this will carry over to our next meeting, and we'll bring that up, and we'll get the clarification on the license, and then we can move from there, okay?
And thank you, again, you did great. And this has absolutely nothing to do with questioning your intentions at all. I appreciate you being here and answering our questions. We just want to make sure the paperwork is reflective of, what you said here today and with the ABC board and all of that. So we look forward to seeing you at our next meeting.
All right, when is this meeting? Is every
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the 23rd, is that correct? Yes. All right, the next item on our agenda is resolution number 2022-14, which is authorizing of an additional payroll. This would authorize additional pay for full-time employees of the city of Troy, an amount equal to 10% of 1 month's regular compensation. All part-time service employees shall be paid $75 each, and each school crossing police person shall be paid $75 each as well. Are there any questions? Mayor, do you have any comments regarding the authorization of additional payroll?
This is something we do every year in this budget.
All right. Questions, comments from the council?
I just have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it take away the essence of this additional payroll if we include that we go on the whole tax?
It's a payroll payroll, and my understanding of it being a payroll is if you cannot provide what used to be termed as a Christmas bonus. So it has to be done as an additional payroll, and in any payroll, because, it's the law, that's what needs to be, you have payroll taxes, and you have to pay taxes on the money that you're providing.
Okay, thank you. Any additional questions or comments? If not,
But no,
I'm sorry.
so does it take away, if you telling me that you're gonna give me $75, does it take away if you put in there, we're gonna minus taxes? Does it take away from what we're saying? Because I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking you this. Because you have employees here that ask me that question. I thought we was gonna get $75. So, that's their mindset. So where your mindset may be where it's a payroll and we're gonna do taxes, does it take away anything of this additional payroll? Because you said you're gonna give me $75. So then, all I'm asking, does it take away from that if you add that in there? That's all. Does it take away anything we've said in here as additional payroll if we say we're gonna take taxes out of it? If we add it?
I don't know how to answer that, Wanda, other than $75.
Minus taxes.
Is more, is usually more than 10% of what they would make in a month, which is more than the full-time employees.
Percentage.
From a percentage.
And that's not it.
All right. The resolution is before you. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, Council. All right, the next item is resolution number 2022-15, which is a pole rental agreement. Mr. Chandler, come give us a description of this resolution.
Yes, sir. We have an agreement with telephone and cable companies in Troy that allows them to place attachments to their wires and things on our poles. They pay per attachment, per pole on an annual basis. This is a new agreement with Troy Cable that's related to the franchise agreement that you'll get to later. It's a 10-year agreement that spells out what they'll pay per attachment for the city every year. It also goes through the process if they want to attach new wires or new cables or need us to change out the pole or things of that nature. The process for that to go through the work for them to attach our pole. Also, if we change out the pole, it goes through the process that they go through, we go through, and move their wire cables from the old pole to the new pole with a specific time frame and things of that nature. We've had an agreement similar to this with Troy Cable for as long as they've been in business. We charge them every year. Have a similar agreement with AT&T that we're going to work on updating and renewing next. And so that's what this agreement is. It's between the city and Troy Cable to allow them to attach to the utility poles within the city.
All right, thank you. Questions or comments for Mr. Chandler regarding this particular resolution?
You did say, it creates a revenue accountment.
Between Troy Cable and AT&T, it's $50,000 to $75,000 a year, total between the two things. It's something they pay on an annual basis.
Okay. Anything else? If not, is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Ms. Baker, seconded by Ms. Moultrie. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, Council. The next item on our agenda is Resolution 2022-16, which is a professional services agreement with Secure 360.
Yes, sir. This is a professional services agreement for the IT department. Something that we budget for every year. We get an outside entity to come in thoroughly go through the city's network. Not only is it an industry standard to do, it's something our insurance company strongly recommends for them to continue their coverage. This is a different company we've talked to in the past. We like to change up every couple of years, so it's a different set of security people, different companies come in and give us a fresh advice, look at our network. But essentially, they come in and pretty much go through our network and try to find any holes or problems and make recommendations and then help us put those in place. So that's what this agreement is. I believe the cost is a little over $22,750 to do it. This is typically what it's run us in the past, and this amount is in the budget for the IT department.
Okay?
And Brian, these companies are funded, is that right? These companies are funded, the security people that come in, right? Because, you know, we have hackers, and so they are all funded, right?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. And there are conditions in here that protect the city and our information.
I didn't read all that.
Good question. Good question. Obviously, she did read all of it. All right. Any questions, additional questions or comments for Mr. Chandler regarding this resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Weeks. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, the next resolution is 2022-17, authorizing the purchase of equipment. Mr. Tuck, welcome.
Thank you. At this time, we're requesting to purchase a Timco street sweeper at a cost of $268,670. And this is purchased through Sourcewell, and the sweeper will replace the 2006 and 2009 street sweeper that we have.
All right, questions or comments for Mr. Tuck regarding,
You said it's in the budget?
It is, it's in the budget.
Y'all know, when y'all do come back, you know, y'all just triple every time somebody else come up here. Y'all, I'm just.
large equipment?
Yeah, Lord.
That's why we don't come back.
That's why y'all come back.
Very good. Good point. Hey, he's doing his homework.
He's doing his homework.
All right. Any additional questions or comments? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
By Ms. McSwain Holland, seconded by Ms. Moultrie. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, Mr. Tuck.
Thank you.
All right, the next item is Resolution 2022-18, Building Code Regulations. Mr. Ingram, welcome.
Thank you. This resolution is simply to update our current codes. Every 3 years, there is a new code edition that is offered to be adopted or selected. But the city of Troy, since I've been here, has opted to follow what the state of Alabama does, nothing more, nothing less. And also, ISO, our insurance rating, requires us to be within 6 years of the current code, which my recommendation is to adopt the 2021 International Building Code in its entirety. This brings us within the 6 years, and the state of Alabama is also doing the same thing. It's not going to be January. They're looking more like a February or March, but we can be a little ahead of them, and it's just a code we need to adopt. Any questions?
Let me clarify before there are any questions. This is basically a resolution that authorizes the moving forward with the ordinance that will come
Yes.
at the end of the year.
That is correct.
Okay.
This is to start the process to change the building code. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. I just want to make sure I did understand that. You're correct. Because that would have to be an ordinance later, as we've done in the past. Okay. All right. Any questions or comments from the council?
You did say earlier that this would not affect the existing structures, new structures.
This would be for any new or renovated structures from the date of our adoption.
It is not retroactive. No codes are retroactive.
Adoption of the ordinance. Okay. All right, anything else? If not, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. Moultrie. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next item on our agenda is Ordinance 424. This will be the second reading of that ordinance, and Ms. Sanders, if you would come forward, and do we need to do the second reading first, or go ahead and do the vote? Can vote on it. All right, Ms. Sanders, will you give us a description of the ordinance for our second reading, please?
Yes, sir. This is a request by Mr. Cheryl Crow to rezone 1.88 acres of land located at 209, 211, 213, and 215 Foreman Avenue from R2 medium-density residential to C4 highway commercial zoning districts. The Planning Commission at its September 23rd, 2021 meeting voted to recommend this to the City Council that it be approved as requested.
All right, that will constitute the second reading of Ordinance 424. At this time, we will have a public hearing for the rezoning of this certain real property. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak in favor of or in opposition to the rezoning of said property? Seeing none. Council, you've had the first reading and the second reading this evening. We have had a public hearing. Is there a motion? Is this a roll call vote or is this straight majority? All right. You have that. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the ordinance is unanimously agreed to. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Ms. Sanders. All right, the next item on our agenda is Ordinance 425. This is an ordinance granting a cable television franchise to Troy Cablevision Incorporated to construct, operate, and maintain a cable television system in the city of Troy, Alabama. That will constitute the first reading of this particular ordinance. I think with some of the time considerations we have regarding this ordinance, there is a need for a suspension of the rules and immediate consideration. With that, immediate consideration has to be a unanimous vote. Is there a motion to suspend the rules to take up Ordinance 425?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. Moultrie. All right, we have a motion and a second. This will take a unanimous vote and a roll call vote on the suspension of the rules. I'll just go down the line. Ms. McSwain Holland. Mr. Meeks. Ms. Baker.
I am going to vote affirmative to suspend the rules as a courtesy to my colleagues to be able to take action tonight, but I would like the record to state that I will be abstaining from a vote on the matter.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Moultrie.
Can I add that I'm doing that at the recommendation of legal counsel, Mr. Potter, who's here with us tonight. If you don't mind adding that into our minutes.
Thank you. Ms. Moultrie. Okay, myself, aye. All right, we have unanimous consent to suspend the rules and take immediate action on Ordinance 425, granting a cable television franchise. Mayor, do you or legal counsel want to provide any additional information to constitute the second reading?
Yeah, I think that it would be appropriate for Mr. Cotter to go over the ordinance. Appreciate the council taking immediate action on this. Obviously, there are a great number of customers and employees that will be affected moving forward on all this, and something that needs to be done. I appreciate Jake and Todd being here, and we look forward to having a new corporate citizen, it looks like.
Mr. President, members of the council, mayor, just let me summarize the franchise agreement just before you. It's going to have the same 3% franchise fee that the Troy Cable has been paying at least since 2004. That's a 3% fee that they pay the city for use of the city's right-of-ways for their cable system. And similarly, it'll be the same term as the prior agreement of the city with the Troy Cable 10-year agreement. There is a competitive parity paragraph that says if another cable company were to come in, that you would offer the same terms or similar terms to that company that you would offer Troy Cable. Troy Cable would get the benefit of that, in other words. They wouldn't be put at a competitive disadvantage, so it works to be fair to both, or how many cable companies were to come in the city of Troy. Other than that, the agreement just updates the rules and regulations upon which the Troy Cable will act under the more recent FCC standards for customer service, standards for operating procedures, and the like. So I would recommend that the council pass this. And I would like to say that I appreciate Ms. Baker. She came to me with the issue of not the other way around, with how to deal with voting procedurally but not substantively. So I did make that recommendation to her, I just want to say.
Thank you. Questions or comments from the council to Mr. Cobb? All right, hearing none, we've had first reading, we've had unanimous consent to suspend the rules, take immediate action on Ordinance 425. With that, is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. Poultry. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the ordinance passes with a majority vote. With that, thank you, council. Appreciate your attention to these matters this evening. Mayor, we do not have any appointments tonight, and we welcome your report and comments.
I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate the folks from Troy Cable being here. I know and I appreciate the council taking action, as I said earlier. I know y'all got a lot of customers and a lot of employees that are looking forward to moving forward. We wish them well. I certainly appreciate what they do in our community. One of which is bringing our meetings to the public. Don't have a whole lot unless there are questions. Obviously, we've got a big weekend coming up. It'll be Troy University's homecoming. So there'll be a parade on Saturday morning in downtown Troy at 10 o'clock. And look forward to everyone being there for that. Unless there are questions, that's all I got.
Okay, questions or comments for the mayor at this time?
I just want to make a comment. I don't know if it's difficult in the future, if you can. I would still like when we suspend the rules that I have on time to look at things before we suspend. And if there's a time frame, then I would hope that we get in a timely manner where we can look at it. And then, if we so desire to suspend rules, then we will. But I still need, sometimes I need time to not just give it to me, the one councilman didn't want me to suspend rules without having.
Yes, ma'am. And I would like to, we do have some money in the budget, and I think it's extremely appropriate, and I appreciate you bringing this up, Wanda, but we've talked for some time about providing a more electronic system for the council. And Shannon, I think that it's time that we move forward with that. I'll give you in Weston, and I think it's important that we provide the council with tablets and access to all the documents that we create and other information, so that they're not bound by geography from getting all the information that they need in a timely manner. So we'll get to work on that, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Thank you, Ms. Moultrie. All right, Mr. Wayne Holland, we'll welcome your comments.
I just want to say thank you to those that came out and participated in our drive-through trick-or-treat over at Knox Street Park. Thank you, Chief, for providing us a little extra support. It was an awesome event. We had an opportunity to serve at least over 100 children and parents and guardians. And I want to thank those individuals and organizations that came out and supported it. I'm just going to call them out by name right quick. We have the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity from Troy University, Kappa Alpha Psi Alumni Chapter, Omega Psi Phi Alumni Chapter, Phi Beta Sigma Alumni Chapter, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Alumni Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta Alumni Chapter, Zeta Phi Beta Graduate Chapter, Sigma Gamma Rho Alumni Chapter. We had the Pike County NAACP, Everything Counts. Same our youth, Troy United Women's League, the Kiwanis Club, New Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, two brothers from Retreat, and All-In Credit Union, Troy branch. And it was an awesome opportunity to see not just the kids dressed up and festive, but you had many parents that dolled up as well. And we're just looking for any opportunity that we can engage our community in a positive way and bring some positive energy to the north side. And we thank you all for coming out. And that's it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Beats.
Yes, I want to remind everyone that this Thursday is Veterans Day. And I want to personally thank all present and former veterans. We owe everything we have in this country to you. And on Troy Cable behalf, I would like to say congratulations on the sale. I grew up down the street from the Freemans, so anytime you can see someone that you know that not hit a home run but hit a grand slam, it's nice to see. And we look forward to the relationship with the new company and hope everything works out well.
Thank you. Ms. Baker.
I had the opportunity last week to participate in Farm City Swap. I think, Mr. President, you had that privilege last year. So I got to drive a tractor and rake some hay, and then I got to also share my workspace and talk about what we do with the farmer. And so I'd like to thank the Pike County Extension Office for asking me to participate in that. And I walked away with that saying we don't thank farmers enough. We all like to eat, and we all like to, wear clothes that have cotton and enjoy the fruits of their labor, but we certainly don't thank them enough. So while this month is focused on farmers, I'd like to thank them, and then this is the season of gratitude, with it being Thanksgiving, and I'll echo my colleagues' remarks with our veterans as well, with us having veterans. I'd also like to thank our veterans, another group that sincerely we don't thank enough. So I would just like to take the opportunity to do that now. And happy homecoming to Troy University. I hope that everybody has a very safe and enjoyable weekend.
Thank you. Ms. Moultrie.
I too want to echo what our veterans, thank God for you all. It's just a blessing that we have veterans, past and present, that contribute to our freedom and all other things that we afforded in this United States of America. So I thank all our veterans, and I thank my colleagues too because sometimes my flow ain't like they flow. But it's about us respecting each other in a place to where we can all learn how to disagree about some things that we do. So I want to thank you all too, and you too, and that's all.
Thank you. And I appreciate your comments very much. I too want to echo this week being about veterans. every week and every day should be about our veterans, because we don't have this form of government, and we don't have the society we live in, and we don't have the freedoms that we have without it. So, very appreciative for them answering the call to provide our freedoms and our liberties. Farm City Week is next week. Ms. Baker did do the swap, and I hope eventually all of my colleagues,
Yes, absolutely.
all of my colleagues get the opportunity to participate. I know who I'll nominate next year. I don't know how far it'll get, but I know, in all seriousness, we do thank our farmers for what they do. The Farm City Banquet is next Thursday, November the 18th at 6 o'clock at the Pike County Cattlemen's Building. If you'd like to attend, call the chamber. I think tickets are $15 a piece if you would like to participate, and it'll be a great meal and a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about how things are. It's been said that homecoming is this weekend. The parade is at 10 o'clock downtown, and then the game is at 2:30. So I hope everybody will make their plans to attend as many of those activities as they can. But I want to add, everybody please be careful. Don't get in a rush to get to one place or the other and forget about the festivities, and don't turn the festivities into something that's not very festive. So be careful, be patient, and move around, but enjoy everything that's going on. I do as well appreciate my colleagues and their opinions and the way that they conduct business, and you don't know how grateful I am for that. And with that, a motion to adjourn is in order. Thank you, Ms. Moultrie. We are dismissed.